Guns and Gains, here for a little knife review. How about an OTF? How about top of the food chain, Microtech, Ultratech? Yes, indeed. This little knife is sweet. Highly recommend it. This one, this Ultratech, is in 204p, and I have disassembled it, cleaned it, and lubed it, and it's right. They are so difficult to push, it will wear your thumb out. You have to disassemble them, take them apart, and lubricate them right off the bat. Let's jump right into the blade. So, Tonto style blade, and what's the reason for me choosing that? Well, I really don't like that very generic looking blade shape, the drop point. Really not for me. It's very functional, but I don't like the look of it. And you know what? You get something like this and you're going to get it for looks as well. You want it to be nice. You want to like it. And this I definitely like. If you'll take a look at the grind, there it is. A really fine machine grind with opposing grind angles, with the satin part going this way and the machined part going this way, creating a little bit of contrast, which is really nice. How sharp is that out of the box? Well, if you are into something that's razor sharp, extremely sharp, hair popping sharp, this is close. This is close to that. I like my stuff sharper than this came from the factory. It looks like a machine ground edge, I would assume, just because of the precision. So I use a 1x30 grinder with really good belts and leather to finish, and I make them much sharper than pretty much anyone from the factory does. I don't think I've ever had a knife come from the factory that was as sharp or sharper than I've made it, with maybe the exception of cold steel. Cold steel will sometimes, depend upon the knife you get, you'll get a cold steel and that thing will be razor sharp and it will pop hair like nobody's business. So I've been carrying this every day, I don't know, for a couple of weeks. And the ergos are really good. This is the classic chase me, design it like me OTF. This is the design that that everybody else likes. So the jimping, let's get into that. The jimping is perfectly machined, grippy but not tear your skin or cut you. And it's all in the right spots. Your hand kind of naturally flows into it. And if you grip it in the way that the jimping kind of leads you to, it allows you for a more successful fire. Now, this trigger, this dude, ooh, that's washed out. This dude will eat your thumb alive. So, especially before you clean it and take the time to lube it. Let me see if I can get this in here. Nope, it's as close as it's gonna get. Before you take it apart, clean it and lube it, which I've already uploaded a video with that, it's gonna be really stiff. And your first time firing it, the stiffness isn't so bad because you haven't worn your thumb out. But if you wanna play with this thing, you're gonna wear your thumb out. Simple as that. So why did I go with the Tonto shape? Well, a couple of reasons. Not only do I like it better than the drop point, like I said, but I also didn't want the dagger because the dagger is not going to be as sharp. And the reason for that is because you have to get two edges to be ground into this narrow area. What happens is that it just doesn't have enough relief here in the grind for it to be quite as sharp. And it's just not quite as sharp. and it's not quite as usable because obviously you can't put your thumb back here on the back of the blade. It requires more care. You have to be careful with it. I don't know that I want to be that careful or that conscious of where my thumb is at all times with the dagger that I'm using for EDC purposes, right? So overall, what do I think about the Microtech? Pricey, for sure. It's going to work. I've taken it apart. Everything is precise. It's made in the USA. I believe it's worth it. The 204P, you know what? If you're into stone, you're probably going to take all night to try and sharpen this thing. You know, with me using a grinder and developing that skill set, I mean, I've got a razor sharp edge, and you know, I can get it mirror polished if I want with no problem. But for stones on a 204P steel, it's going to take you forever. I do not have that kind of passion or that kind of time that I want to spend on sharpening the blade. So overall, excellent ergos, fits in the hand nice. I have large hands. And once you clean it, it'll run. It'll run really, really well. So pick yourself up a Microtech. You've got to pull the trigger at some point. Bite the bullet. Every man should own a Microtech. So those are my thoughts. Fits well in the pocket. Pocket clip is nice. You have to buy the tool on eBay. I guess that's a downside. Maybe they don't want you trying to get inside of it with kind of this weird proprietary screw. But for 20 bucks, you can get a little tool and unscrew it, take it apart. It's very simple to do. You really can't mess it up. And then watch my lubrication video on how to clean and lubricate the knife for it to run really well and to reduce the tension on the trigger by about half. So definitely worth a watch. Thank you guys. Appreciate your support. Go and pick yourself up a Microtech Ultratech.